what state in the country has the largest amount of technology exports? You would think California. The answer is Texas.
Today we're in Austin, Texas. And in this city, everybody knows what Tiff Streets is. The company was founded by Tiffany and Leon Chen when they were only sophomores at the University of Texas in 1999. Since then, they've expanded their company from their college apartment to every major city in Texas. So today we sit down with Leon, the man behind the brand.
For the people who don't know, what is Tiff Streets? I mean, being in Austin for a whole year, and most of the students that I go to school with, we all know what Tiff Streets is. But for people who maybe aren't acquainted with it, could you describe what Tiff Streets does?
Absolutely. Very simple. We deliver warm cookies and brownies, baked to order, like you would order pizza. We were the nation's first warm cookie delivery concept when we started in 1999. The real story is, we were boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. We were back home for the holidays, and she stood me up. We were supposed to meet up, and she got caught up with something and didn't call, felt bad. And so she baked these cookies for me, dropped them off at my dad's house, which I was staying at, and they were still warm. And at that time, I had just started thinking I needed to get some sort of job in college. I had worked all through high school. I was used to working, so I was thinking I want to get a job, but I kind of didn't really want a real job. And so I tried to convince her, hey, can we make these cookies and deliver them, just like pizza? And she said no at first, and it took a little bit of convincing, but I got her to give it a go. And so when we got back to school, we passed out flyers, bought a cell phone, like I said, and honestly, for the first 3 days, there wasn't even a single call. I thought it was the dumbest idea ever, and I was ready to just give in until that next day. Someone called, this girl named Amy from University Towers. I'll never forget our first order. And then from there on, it just started, growing from there.
Often we hear in the news of successful startup companies that had a lot of growth in a short period of time. On the contrary, Tiff Streets' rise to power took time. And in that time, Tiffany and Leon experienced a lot of hardship. Their experience is a perfect illustration of the hardships and troubles that entrepreneurs have to go through.
After college, those next 3 years were those years where 120 hours a week each. We weren't paying ourselves. I was living off credit cards. Tiff had some saved up from her parents' college fund that they had for her. And not only did we not pay ourselves, but after that first year, we didn't pay ourselves, and the company lost $15,000. So we actually owed money for working all those hours. We actually owed money, and it was like that for 3 years. Thing after thing went wrong. Anything that could go wrong went wrong, and having to build a company through that. The only thing that kept us going was the response we got. I think it's because we started in Austin, and the amount of support from local businesses and the UT community was so great that we would get stopped in the street, we would get calls, and we'd get emails just saying, look, whatever you guys are doing, it's amazing, keep doing it, we love you guys. And it was that kind of support that Tiff and I, we never knew any different, but we kind of sensed that not very many businesses get that much love, and that much excitement. People would share their moments with us, and that is honestly the only thing that kept us going. It really wasn't probably until 5 or 6 years into the business until we finally started writing ourselves paychecks that I was like, okay, we can make this a living. Even then, it was just a living. I didn't expect anything other than scraping by, working crazy hours, and just we never expected multiple locations or anything like that. So it was a slow process. There was no aha moment at all where we said, okay, this is great, it's happening right now.
These days, there are plenty of startups that cater to your on-demand need. In order to fulfill that demand, they need good technology. Part of the reason why Tiff Streets has succeeded in the past decade is because they've been able to properly utilize their own technology.
Well, it's very insightful of you because I don't know if very many people realize that we're basically a tech company that happens to sell cookies. We have a proprietary software system that we've been building since 2005 that we've invested probably over $1 million in. The $1 million investment is ongoing and going to accelerate, and probably we're investing $500,000 every year now going forward, especially as we grow and expand. And it's played an amazing role as far as what we're capable of doing. Yeah, like I said, technology has been the linchpin to what we do. Competitiveness-wise, if anyone were to try to compete with Tiff Treats, they'd have to be awesome bakers with a great recipe, but at the same time, that wouldn't be enough. They'd have to spend millions of dollars on software that they have no idea what it is. Our software is very iterative. We built version 1.0 back in the day, and as the times have gone, we've added to it and built on top of it to where it's very, very up to date. So it's the linchpin to everything we do, and it's only gonna get bigger. The more stores we have and the more we expand, we expect technology to play more and more of a role. In fact, right now as we speak, I'd hire, if I could find them, I'd hire 3 more developers, software developers today, if we could find them.
In the past decade and a half, Tiff Treats has been able to establish this brand all over the state, which most businesses can't even do. So how does a business continue to move forward? One of the toughest things for a business to do is to maintain its success while continuing growth, which begs the question, what's the future for Tiff Treats?
It's very easy for me to talk about this because we just did a round of financing, so I've been basically pitching the vision to a bunch of investors. Our goal is to be a national brand. We believe that what we have built can and will work in other parts of the country. Luckily, cookies is not a very regional thing. It's a very beloved thing all across the nation. And so we believe we're going to begin our expansion here in the next year or so outside of Texas. While we're still going to open more stores inside of Texas, we're going to start branching out, and we're going to build a brand that will hopefully one day be to where you want warm cookies delivered, you can order Tiff Treats in any major city in the U.S.
The story of Tiff Treats is a remarkable one. Leon and Tiffany had to endure a long period of growth and hardship to build an effective brand. A lot of entrepreneurs can learn from the tenacity of these two Texans. Their patience monetized their passion. And entrepreneurship isn't as glamorous as the headlines would make you believe. It can be an arduous and stressful lifestyle. But if you can make it out on top, you'll definitely be a tough cookie.